Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be testing out and reviewing the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. This concealer can be found in 23 different shades, 3 of which are color correctors, a yellow, a lavender, and a green. I grabbed mine in the shade Sand Beige to try out today. Originally, I grabbed the shade Tan, but these, once you apply them, they change color, and I will show you in a second. So yes, I originally grabbed Tan. Not going to work with Tan. I'm going to work with Sand Beige. They retail for $5 US. You get 0.11 fluid ounces worth of product in these little tubes, and they have a shelf life of 6 months. So now really quickly, I'm going to show you side-by-side comparisons of what these concealers look like in the tube versus what they look like on the skin. I feel like this would be very beneficial to anyone that's trying to find their shade. So when I first purchased mine, I purchased mine in this shade right here, which is Tan, thinking that it was the closest to my medium Tarte Shape Tape. But when I actually swatch it, it comes out a lot deeper. And so I had to purchase this one, which is Sand Beige. And that one, when you actually swatch it and let it dry down, it actually matches a lot better. So the description of this concealer is quite simple and straightforward. It simply states that it is going to effectively cover up imperfections, discoloration, and under eye circles without ever looking cakey or obvious. So you're supposed to be able to achieve natural looking coverage underneath the eye area, and it's not going to look like too much. It doesn't really talk about whether or not I can layer this up in order to get full coverage, whether or not this is meant to be a full coverage concealer or medium coverage or whatnot. So I'm just going to work with it and see how it goes, see whether or not it blends out nicely, because if it does, then I will try to build it up and see what kind of coverage we get at that point. So now I'm simply going to jump off camera in order to apply some foundation onto my face and also to color correct the right under eye area. Per usual, whenever I do test out concealers, I really want to see how the concealer wears, how much coverage I really truly get with and without a color corrector. That way I know how to use it going forward, and whether or not it's going to work for my under eye area. So I'm going to jump off camera, take care of that really quickly, and I will be right back in order to conceal. Okay, so now I am back with color corrector on and foundation on the entire face. In case you're wondering what I'm using as color corrector, I'm using my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector in the shade Medium to Deep. And as foundation for today, I decided to go with my Fenty Beauty foundation. This one is in the shade 240. Okay, now let's get started. I'm going to apply it on the right side first in a triangle shape. Okay. I'm going to apply it to this side. Okay, now it's time to blend it out. I'm going to blend it out using my damp beauty blender. Okay, so it blended out really nicely. However, I feel like this is more medium coverage. So I'm going to try, it doesn't say anything about being able to build it up, but I am going to attempt to build up the coverage a little bit down here. And also just right here along the inner corners. So it seems like you are able to build this up to more of a full coverage concealer. Sometimes when you apply a layer of concealer on top of a previous layer of concealer, the first layer will move around underneath and you won't really be able to build up the coverage. But this one seems like it's doing pretty good. All right, this is giving me really nice coverage. I really like it. So now I'm going to set the under eye area using a little bit of my RCMA No Color Loose Powder, just to make sure that nothing moves around, and also to try to avoid the product from settling into the fine lines under my eyes. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that and set it. Okay, looks pretty good. So now I'm going to zoom y'all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after initial application. Okay, so this is what the under eye area looks like. I can still see my dark circles peeking through here on the left side, but this is the side that I did not use a color corrector under. So that could be easily fixed with a little bit of color corrector, because if you can see the right side, it looks a lot more concealed, and I really like the amount and the type of coverage that I'm getting out of this concealer. Okay, so now I'm just going to jump off camera in order to finish off the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I am back with a full face of makeup, and so far, concealer still looks great. It is currently 10:37 in the morning. I do plan on wearing this for an entire 8-hour day, and I will be coming back halfway through the day in order to show you all some more close-ups and to just talk to you about how the concealer has been wearing throughout the day. So I will see you all back here in a few hours. Okay, so now I am back for my midday check-in. It is currently 2:46. So I've had this concealer on for what, 4 hours? A good solid 4 hours now. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom y'all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after 4 hours of wear. Okay, so here's what the concealer looks like after 4 hours. As you can see, not bad, not bad at all actually. It's not really settling into any of my fine lines. The only thing that I did notice is that it's breaking up in between my fine lines, especially on this side. If you can see that right there, the product is just not staying put, or not staying, you know, smooth underneath the eye area. Other than that, I feel like the coverage is still kind of lacking, obviously. That's not going to get any better. I feel like it has worn off maybe a little bit here. Like you can really see my dark circles peeking through now, and a little bit on this side. But overall, not too incredibly bad after 4 hours. So that is all that I have for now. I do plan on finishing off my day at around 7 o'clock or so in order to give the concealer a good 8 hours. That way I wear it for an entire 8-hour day. So I will be back at the end of the night in order to give you all some more close-ups and to provide you with my final opinion of this concealer. Okay, so now I am back for my final check-in. It is currently 7:04. So I've had this concealer on for a good solid 8 hours now. Before I get into my overall opinion of this NYX concealer, I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after 8 hours of wear. Okay, so this is the under eye area after 8 hours. As you can tell, it did continue to break up in between my fine lines here, especially when I look up. I feel like that's when you can really see it. Not so much on this side, though, so I did appreciate that. So overall, this definitely isn't a terrible concealer by any means, but if you're looking for full coverage, I wouldn't reach for this one. I mean, I did build up a couple layers on this side and a couple of layers on this side. This side definitely got better coverage, but I feel like it had a lot to do with the color corrector that I applied underneath. That definitely helped, and then a couple layers of concealer is what made it look a little bit more concealed. This side didn't have a color corrector, so throughout the day I was really starting to notice my dark circles peeking through. Here on this right under eye area, I can see them here along the inner corner. So yeah, definitely not full coverage, but it does wear light and it does wear comfortably underneath the eyes. So if you're looking for something light, medium coverage, this would be it. However, if you don't like matte, more of dry formulas, then this is definitely not going to be your friend. I personally don't mind more dry formulas underneath the eyes because if I use them on top of really good moisturizer and a creamy, tacky color corrector like the one that I have, they don't seem to be an issue for me. And I prefer them over a more hydrating formula because I feel like the hydrating concealer formulas really do tend to settle into my fine lines a lot. Overall, it looks fine. It looks good, but not full coverage. So those are my final thoughts on the NYX HD Concealer. Thank you all so much for watching and for requesting this video. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's product review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future product reviews, makeup tutorials, and beauty-related videos. And also don't forget to follow me on all of my other social media platforms. I am All Beauty by Sarah with an H on Instagram and All Beauty by Sarah without the H on Snapchat and Twitter. As always, take care and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.